now give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, President. We are grateful to the Special Representative of the Secretary General, Ms. Helen Lalima, for her briefing on what is an extremely complex situation in Haiti and also the work of the UN Integrated Office in the country. We're also grateful to Ms. Viviane Roch for her briefing and welcome to her meeting today. Many months of political turbulence have been a catalyst for growth in the activities of criminal gangs, and all strata of the country's population have suffered because of it. This hits civilians particularly hard. They desperately need a stable state, a state that is able to solve the numerous problems before it, from natural disasters to the risk of epidemics. The risk also affects foreign citizens too, and we were concerned to hear about the kidnapping today of 2 citizens of the Dominican Republic. We understand the concerns of the protesters who are calling for security. Security which is the primary responsibility of the government to provide. We are convinced that the situation has deteriorated primarily because of a lack of consensus in the political sphere. This polarization has already led to a stoppage in work of the Parliament and has not allowed them to move to practically address the existing problems in the country. First and foremost, those linked to security, not to mention the humanitarian issues, economic recovery and development. We would recall that the situation in Haiti is not unique in that the key to its resolution is, as ever, a political one. But in turn, it is only possible to solve this through broad internal dialogue between the political forces and communities. And here the Security Council has placed a particular role on BNUH, and the basis of BNUH's mandate is to assist inter-Haitian dialogue. We trust that work in this field will be stepped up as much as possible in the run-up to the various milestones in this year's political calendar, presidential and parliamentary elections, and also the nationwide discussion on constitutional reform. At such an important moment for the country, we need to be certain that all views are duly taken into account. We welcome the readiness of Secretary General to provide Haiti with electoral support on the request of the country's government. We know that similar requests were received from other states in the region too. However, the reaction to them wasn't always the same. We'd call for a single set of criteria for such support. During previous discussions at the Council on the situation in Haiti, we did warn that if the country continues with a practice of unilateral decision-making, this will increase the risk of escalation. The last 4 months have only reaffirmed this fear. The growth in protests and claims for executive authority, a product of a legislative vacuum, and threats to the independence of the judiciary and authorities. It is clear that we need a sensible balance to achieve public agreement on this, and this is only possible through mutually respectful dialogue based on existing legislation. Port-au-Prince needs a responsible international assistance to avoid further entrenching social divisions and to avoid the situation snowballing into a regional-wide humanitarian crisis. As a member of the Security Council, Russia will continue to work to ensure that the outcome of UN assistance is a solid normalization of the situation in Haiti and strengthening sovereignty and self-sufficiency. Thank you very much.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation for his statement.